Creatures have challenged the imagination and skill of man. For some, fish have long been the main source of sustenance, indeed the only means of livelihood. For others, the existence of fish has created the keenest of sports. And for all, that great fish pond, the sea, holds a multitude of fascinations which have just begun to be explored and revealed. In Port-au-Prince, the capital of Haiti, lives a remarkable athlete who has a unique method of combining business with pleasure. He is one of the world's outstanding spearfishers, Gustav Dalla Valle, whose favorite sport has evolved as a full-time career. A mask, a breathing tube, and the spear are essential tools of his trade. There he goes for an underwater foray. The magic of the underwater camera, which follows him, is the open sesame for less intrepid souls who prefer to learn about submarine life from the dry comfort of an armchair. Dalla Valle's sporty little friend here is an amicable and amazing pilot fish who adopted Gustav one day after he had speared the small fish's favorite shark. Every day henceforth, Gustav's new friend, whom he christened Anatole, faithfully awaited the return to the water of his new master. The normal pilot fish is a parasite, a bit of a coward actually. He feeds on small crabs and other conches that settle on the skin of the bigger fish, such as sharks. The big fish appreciate this cleanup and reciprocate by giving protection to the pilot fish. But Anatole, now he's different, a natural-born ham actor, perhaps even a genius. Gustav charges his gun, using a spear with a point especially adapted to the killing of deadly barracudas and sharks. Now, any textbook on spearfishing would underline a warning to both amateurs and professionals about shark and barracuda. If you see one, take leave of your manly courage and on the double, please depart from the lurking danger. But our friend Gustav thrives on danger and sets out to meet it more than halfway. Will he encounter a barracuda? This bold, ferocious tiger of the sea, equipped with long, razor-sharp teeth. Gustav stalks the enemy, gun poised to shoot. A steady hand, a perfect aim, and mission accomplished. Some monstrous, others magnificent, some repulsive and others gracefully beautiful, all of them members of that group of streamlined, neckless, water-breathing vertebrate animals which man calls fish. Here, Mr. Dalla Valle explores the weedy gardens of the inshore shallows. Gardens composed actually of animal life, though they look more like plants. Gorgonias, sea fans, sea plumes, and coral, including this spiky antler coral. Wending their way through the sea grasses and bottom dwellers are the multitudes of tropical fish. The doctor fish, always found traveling in large schools, is one of the most common varieties. Not edible, the doctor fish is rather friendly towards human intruders, possibly because he knows he's not sought by anglers. Wherever you find the doctor fish, you will see the big pompanos, one of the finest of all food fish, who travel along with their friends the doctor fish as a method of hiding from their predatory enemies. The cowfish is one of nature's oddities. He looks like an ordinary fish, but actually is a member of the shellfish family. Delicious eating, too. The pretty yellowtail, along with snappers, are food fit for kings, while the graceful triggerfish holds the title Queen of the Sea. The zebra is one of the more flamboyant coral fishes. Always on the move, fish are either seeking food or escaping the bigger fish that in turn seek them. The sea anemone clinging to the ocean floor looks like a precious flower and was once mistaken as such by early naturalists. Actually, it is a carnivorous 3-inch animal capable of catching, killing, and digesting relatively large prey. Fishermen all beware the sea urchin, whose spines are as prickly as an outraged porcupine's. And watch out for this fire coral, which burns the human skin like tongues of flame. The green parrotfish, a strict vegetarian, is on the lookout for a succulent weed. Known to the ancient Greeks and Romans, the parrotfish was once described by Pliny as the best tasting of them all. Gustav Dalla Valle disappears into the aquamarine depths once more, this time carrying his weapon, the spear. There's little doubt that as far back as the Stone Age, men were attempting to fish with spears. A Stone Age angler depended only on muscle power to propel his spear toward the slippery moving target. Nowadays, spears are equipped with either a sling or catapult device or a metal spring, which when released shoots out the spear much as a gun releases a bullet. The prize this time, a beautiful black angelfish. Let's follow the streamlined trumpetfish, a creature distinguished by a tubular mouth which sucks in food as a syringe would. A camouflage artist, when frightened, the trumpetfish upends himself, hoping when vertical to look like an innocent piece of seagrass. Mobility, keen senses, and camouflage are the fish's major implements for survival in the sea. But the endless food cycle of this liquid world is eternally being renewed. The camera follows a confused kingfish who thinks he feels the hot breath of pursuit upon him. Nature has equipped all her marine creatures with some sort of defense against their enemies. For example, she gave the butterfly fish brilliant coloring, but to defend himself, she gave him unusual powers of acceleration. With spear gun cocked in his hand, Mr. Dalla Valle is on the prowl again. Note his swimming technique with only one hand free for action. The invention of flippers, which greatly increase one's speed, was a boon to spear fishermen and all other human submarine explorers. What's he after this time? Must be one of those ocean floor fellows, perhaps a crustacean. It is, a Florida lobster, no competition to his state of Maine cousin for delectable edibility, But he needn't feel inferior as to size. Dalla Valle's eye has been caught before by a strange object at the bottom of the sea. Certainly not fish or plant, so he returns to investigate. It's a cannon, one that experts would recognize as belonging to a Spanish ship wrecked more than 200 years ago. So our spear fisherman attempts to raise it. There's never a dull moment on the ocean floor, and the sportsman must always be on the lookout for a possible enemy. Some eels are vicious, rapacious characters, like this horrid spotted snake eel. Our friend sees him, drops his hoisting work, and hastily surfaces to fetch his spear. Pilot fish acquired their name because they are often found in the company of offshore sharks, giving the appearance of piloting them. Pilot fish have been observed to range out and discover a bait, then swim back and forth to the shark as if leading him on. Gustav is stalking a blowfish, that queer creature who in self-defense bristles like a porcupine. He can also inflate himself with water, thus presenting too big a mouthful for his natural foes to swallow. Clever fellow. Of all the many thousands of kinds of creatures in Neptune's domain, fish are best known to man. But today, underwater photography and the feats of such agile experts as Gustav Dalla Valle are enabling the layman to meet other denizens of the sea, such as the hawk-billed turtle, from which tortoise-shell products are made. Gustav's appetite for the challenge of danger is not yet satisfied. He looks about for bigger game. He passes up these Moorish idols. He seeks more thrilling sport. Look out below. Shark. Gustav's found his quarry, and the battle of wit and strength is on. Gustav goes after this shark with a hook only. Furiously, the shark turns on him, smashing his mask and respirator. But our friend doesn't give up. He'll take it with the spear or else. The sea covers almost 3/4 of the Earth's surface and plunges down as deep as 6 miles. Until man has fathomed these shimmering, mysterious depths, he need not cry for new frontiers to explore and conquer.